Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at taylorcampusstore.com.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center. which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100, all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu and search Trojan Club. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University's student athletes.
Good evening and welcome to the first day where it actually feels like spring here in East Central Indiana. It is 58 degrees, sunshine overhead. The wind is light, as you hear it rustling here on our crowd microphone. It's Taylor and Goshen as Taylor comes in 32-10. They're the fastest team to 30 wins in the 14 years that Kyle Gould has been the head coach here at TU. They're 12-5 in the Crossroads League, as they are tied for second right now in the league standings with Huntington, and they're a game back of cross-county rival Indiana Wesleyan. But with both Indiana Wesleyan and Huntington trailing right now, a win tonight by the Trojans would vault them into first place in the league standings. Taylor comes in winners on Wednesday night 9-1 at Huntington. Cole Barkus picked up the win after Andrew Kennedy had the start. Taylor is 20-1 here at home. They've won 20 straight games at home. Their only loss came on Valentine's Day in their first home game of the season. Goshen 19-21. They're 9-11 in the Crossroads League. They are tied right now for 6th in the standings with Mount Vernon Nazarene. Getting the start on the mound here for the Trojans, the sophomore right-hand transfer out of Anderson, Indiana, Tucker Waddups. Or Logansport, Indiana, excuse me. First one, and the fastball up high, called by our home plate umpire, Michael Ingram. He's also joined by Kevin Faust, who's in the field here tonight. It's Brad Stoltzfus who leads things off for the Maple Leafs. The fastball from Waddups is low, and it quickly is 2-0 to the Goshen leadoff man. He'll be followed by Ben Longacker and Cole Strobel, the second, the DH here today. Good crowd here on hand on the 58-degree evening. And the breaking ball up high, and it's quickly 3-0 to Stoltzfus as he leads this game off. First game of the 3-game set here for the weekend. Doubleheader tomorrow will start at 2 o'clock. This game set to go 9 innings. The 3-0 to Stoltzfus as he leads off the contest. And that one in the bottom part of the zone for a called strike. Tucker on the year. He's a 6'4", 225-pound sophomore, transferred from Anderson University. A 4-3 overall record, and the 3-1 left upstairs for a leadoff walk to Stoltzfus. A 4.01 ERA for Wattups, a 1.27 whip. 45 strikeouts to 19 walks. He's allowed 24 runs, 19 of them earned. Opponents batting .224 off of him this year. It's his 12th appearance overall and his 11th start here for TU. Stoltzfus, the leadoff man over at first, and the fastball in the bottom part of the zone for a called strike to Ben Longacker. The righty Wattups out of the stretch, and the breaking ball inside half. It'll miss for ball number 1. Longacker, a sophomore, 6'3", out of Bartow, Pennsylvania, enters the day batting .381. As Goshen picked up a pair of wins over Grace yesterday, 8-6 and 6-5. But it's interesting details after that first one. This one a pop-up. Lane, the shortstop, hustling after it. Short center field. He's there for the catch. And out number 1. Batter now will be Cole Strobel the second, the DH here tonight for Goshen. Maple Leafs played their regularly scheduled game against the Lancers yesterday, winning 8-6. That second game was a resumed game from one that was postponed back in February. The time between the two games, 58 days and just about 17 hours in between those two contests. It was originally started at Grand Park down in Westfield, and it got finished yesterday up at Goshen. Pickoff attempt over to first, and sliding back in time is Stoltzfus. Game got picked up in the 4th inning yesterday, and ironically enough, the same temperature that called the game back in February was the same on Wednesday night, 41 degrees with a wind chill of 35. Curveball will make Strobel the second bend at the knees, and it's called for a strike on the inside half. Clinton Strobel, 6'2" junior out of Newport News, Virginia. 1 out, 1 on. No score, top of the first. This one pulled and launched to left field for strike number 2 on the foul ball. Nothing in 2 to Strobel the second. Enters the day batting .347 with 41 hits, and the 0-2 will miss to make it 1-2. Leadoff man in Stoltzfus over there at first after the walk. 1 gone, top of the first, no score. The 1-2 from Wattups out of the stretch, taking his time. Here it comes. And the fastball away makes the count even at 2-2. The defense behind Wattups here in game number 1. Wyatt Whitman is in left, Sam Weiss in center, and Jarrod Atkins is in right. Brett Lawson is at third, Josh Lane is at short. Those two have played some spectacular defense there on the left side of the infield for the last 2 weeks or so. The 2-2. Curveball to get him to pop it up, but it'll sail foul over our heads to the right. Tanner Colby, the man at second base. Nathan Taggart and his excellent bat will stand at first, and Tanner Watson is the man behind the plate. 1 out, 1 on, top of the first. In a pivotal game here in the league standings for the Trojans, as Goshen tries to climb the league standings as well. 2-2 again. Fastball, a swing and a miss upstairs by Strobel, and there's the first K of the day here for Wattups. As he's battled back, after allowing that leadoff walk, he's retired the next 2 batters in order. So 2 outs, 1 on. For the cleanup batter, the left fielder Ryan Hardig, excuse me. Hardig from Woodstock, Ontario, Canada. Curveball loops in there to the outside half of the plate, and it's a strike to the right-handed bat. Hardig batting .378 with 48 hits, 9 doubles, and 3 triples. A check on at first. He was 2 for 3 in the first game yesterday with Grace, with a double, a run batted in, and also 3 runs scored, also stole a base as well. Wattups out of the stretch, 0-1, with a lace on that leather mitt, flapping as he goes through the windup, or through the release, I should say. And the off-speed pitch makes it 0-2. Wadhams trying to get out of the inning after a line leadoff walk. Big crowd here on hand at Winterholder Field. Runner goes. The 0-2 low. Throw down to first in time. But it will be thrown out there at second base. It looked like for a moment that Stolzfus might have slid in safe instead. Tanner Watson throws out his 12th batter here of the season. So no damage done after a leadoff walk. We head to the bottom of the first with no score. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network. The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook Butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at taylorcampusstore.com. First one to the leadoff man, Wyatt Whitman, will find the strike zone. From Kyle Steelgrave, the starter here in the first game of the 3-game series from Goshen. Steelgrave, a 6-foot right-handed freshman out of Michigan. And the off-speed will find the outside half, and quickly 0-2 to Wyatt Whitman. Wyatt 0 for 3 in the win over Huntington on Wednesday. Scored 2 runs, walked 3 times, also struck out twice. And the fastball low and away as Whitman chokes up just a little bit. And that's 1-2. Whitman, Lane, Taggart, the first 3 for TU. Then Watson, Weiss, Atkins, Kennedy, Lawson, and Colby. We'll give you the stats on Steelgrave after he throws one here. He'll step out. It'll be Whitman who steps out after shaking off a couple of signs. Steelgrave finds the one he wants. It's the 1-2. And it's a Wyatt Whitman blooper to left on a curveball and falls in for a leadoff single. Whitman looking for that one the whole way, sat on it, and then bloops it over to left field. So leadoff man on here for Josh Lane, who put on a pretty big show for the Trojans earlier this week when they defeated Mount Vernon Navs Arena in a doubleheader here. Flashed the glove in game number 2. Also has been swinging the bat pretty well as of late. That's why he's been elevated here in the batting order. First one, he'll line this one into left, but right towards the left fielder, Ryan Hardig. A well-struck ball there from Lane, but right towards the left fielder, Hardig. So one gone here for TU, but the Trojans going with an aggressive approach here against Steelgrave. Defense behind Steelgrave here tonight. Ryan Hardig, as we mentioned, in left. Ben Longacre is in center. The man in right field is Chase Hunter. First one to Taggart. That one low. That'll get away, and that'll allow Whitman to head down to second. Slides in feet first. The ball bounces away and just snagged by the backup on the shortstop there, Cody McCoy, or that would have easily put Whitman down there over at third base. It's a wild pitch here from Steelgrave. And now a runner in scoring position here for the top batter and the top RBI producer in the Crossroads League, Nathan Taggart. High and inside on the off-speed pitch. That evens the count at a ball and a strike. Nathan 2 for 4 with a double, 2 runs batted in, 2 runs scored in the win over Huntington on Wednesday. He's batting a mind-blowing .443. He's driven in 39 runs this year. That's a hard hit ball to short. McCoy looks a high toss over to first, and they'll get Taggart out by a handful of steps. It moves Whitman over to third for the catcher, Tanner Watson. As they got Taggart to ground one out there on the inside part of the bat. And that'll bring up the catcher, Tanner Watson, who tries to get going here after a quiet day at the plate on Tuesday. Trojans had an off day yesterday. We saw a handful of them out at the softball game on the backside of campus at Gudekunst Field. As they're playing 1 today, 2 tomorrow. Then they're at Huntington for the doubleheader on Monday. Then they're at Spring Arbor the very next night. A day off in between before the St. Francis series starts next Thursday. Second one, curveball upstairs. It's 2-0 for Tanner Watson, the catcher. Tanner, 6'3" senior, former Crossroads League newcomer of the year. Starts the day batting .355, second best batting order for the Trojans. 54 hits, and now he's ahead 3-0 with Whitman dangerously standing there at third base. Sam Weiss waits on deck. 2 outs, no score, bottom of 1. And the 3-0 taken the whole way for a strike. Steelgrave, as we mentioned, 6-foot right-hander, a 1-3 overall record. Starting his 7th contest, a 6.11 ERA. 19 Ks to 17 walks. And the backdoor breaking ball won't find its target. And Watson will jog down to first. Kyle Kelsheimer will come into courtesy run for him. And there are men at the corners here for TU in the bottom of the first with no score and 2 outs for Sam Weiss. A leadoff single for Wyatt Whitman. Advanced on a wild pitch to second base, then moved over to third on a ground out. Kelsheimer now courtesy running for the catcher Watson at first base. Steelgrave out of the stretch, and the righty will miss low for ball 1. Sam, 6'1" senior from West Des Moines, Iowa. 1 for 3 on Wednesday against Huntington with an RBI, 2 runs scored, also walked twice. In that game, the Trojans walked a total of 10 times against the Huntington pitching staff. Second one to Weiss. This one still in the same spot, still low, and it's 2-0. Whitman took that curveball, blooping it to left. And then the 3-1 walk on the pitch, I should say, to Watson. 2-0. That one high above the letters, it's now 3-0. With last year's Crossroads League Player of the Year, Jarrod Atkins, waiting on deck. 58 degrees, as we mentioned, light wind, the 3-0. Weiss taking the whole way, the off-speed pitch to the outside half. And the righty Weiss will get ready for a 3-1 from the righty Steelgrave. Biggest crowd we've had on hand here this season on a beautiful Friday night here in Upland, Indiana. Pickoff attempt to first, 2 steps back is Kelsheimer. One of the best base stealers for the Trojans, comes in 20 of 22 on stolen bases this year. He is one of 3 men who have at least 20 steals on the year. And he goes down to second here. Hit and run is on. Chopper to short. McCoy will throw it over to first, and that will be in time to end the Trojan threat. TU strands runners at first and third as we played 1 inning here from Winterholder Field. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
No scores as we get ready to start the top half of the second. As Ryan Hardig will lead it off. First one pulled down the third base line. Foul. Hardig was batting when the top of the first ended when the leadoff batter Stoltzfus got caught trying to steal second. It was the 12th different batter that catcher Tanner Watson has thrown out here in his senior season. Curveball, grounded to Lawson at third. He'll take his time, throw calmly to first for out number one. Good-looking curveball there from Wattups. After a rough start there, throwing 3 straight balls to start the game off to Stoltzfus, he has gotten into a little bit of a groove here, and he retires the first man here in the top of the second. 1 out, no one on for the second baseman, Colby Molson. Fastball inside half to the righty Molson for a ball. Molson, 6-foot sophomore from nearby Tipton, Indiana, went to Tri-Central High School. And the curveball high, now 2-0. Batting .248 with 30 hits on the year, 3 doubles and 20 runs batted in. Third one, down the middle, taking a little bit off of it, was 2-1. The 2-1 from Wattups. Curveball, that's going to hit Molson in the left arm. 6th time he's been hit by a pitch this year. It's Wattups' 10th hit batsman here in 2018. So a base runner on here for Goshen with no score here in the top of the second. That'll bring up number 17, Cody Mccoy. Goshen clad in black uniform tonight. Purple numbers, purple letters trimmed in white. They have white pants and black batting helmets. Taylor in the home whites. Purple numbers, purple letters with the Taylor in script across the front. Also in purple. Curveball loops into the upper part of the zone for a called strike. Mccoy, a pair of hits in both regular contests yesterday, was 2 for 4 in the first game with an RBI and a run scored. Curveball, ground ball to the right side. Could be 2. Colby fumbling with it, so he'll just get the runner out over at first. Took a late hop into Colby's stomach. And the Trojans able to get 2 outs here, but the lead runner now over at second base here for the Maple Leafs of Goshen. And then bring up the shortstop, Cody McCoy. 5'8" from Menifee, California. Trojans come in with a good fielding percentage, one of the best in the country at .976. Fastball belt high, strike 1. Both Huntington and Indiana Wesleyan making comebacks in their respective games, but still trailing at last check. Good lead for Molson there at second. He's only stolen 2 bases this year and only his 2 attempts. There's a breaking ball that almost makes McCoy swing out of his cleats. And now he's trailing 0-2. Tucker 4-3 on the year, as we mentioned. Opponent's batting .224 off of him. A great competitor, loves to pitch. And his changeup is really money. The 0-2. And the fastball high, 1-2. Tucker throws what pitching coach Devin Wilburn calls a Bugs Bunny changeup. It's halfway there, and it looks like they just pull the ball back, a la Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd from the classic Looney Tune cartoons. Runner at second, 2 outs, no score, top of 2. And that went back to the netting on a foul ball. Anthony Tadero, their catcher, waits on deck. As McCoy bats out of the number 7 spot here in the first game of the series. McCoy, a good day yesterday in the regularly scheduled game with Grace. 3 for 5 with 2 runs batted in as they won 8-6. The 1-2. Sits on a curveball there, that one low. McCoy thought long and hard about it, but decided better to not swing. And he's even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fans bringing their dinner over with them as they fill the bleachers down below us here at Winter-Holder Field. Now Wattops will step off the mound and lick the tips of his right hand and wipe a little sweat off his brow. Lawson standing at second after getting hit by a pitch during his at-bat. 2-2 curveball. That one pulled down the third base side. It remains an even count at 2 balls and 2 strikes for Cody McCoy, batting .231 entering today's action. 3 doubles and a triple and 10 runs batted in. First time that Goshen's been able to put someone in scoring position here tonight. Count still even at 2-2. As Wattops, the right-hander, will deal out of the stretch. And now he'll step off. Packed house here tonight, as we mentioned, 58 degrees and sunny. Wind was blowing a lot earlier, but it is not blowing here whatsoever right now. The 2-2. Outside half, called for strike 3, freezing McCoy. There's the second strikeout of the night for the right-hander Tucker Wattops. With no wind, it should do the Trojans some good when they're at the plate, and that'll happen right here when we head to the bottom of the second. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
When it comes to watching sports, there's no telling what you'll hear.
No.
But when a fan orders Pizza Hut for the game, they know exactly what they're getting.
Oh, nice.
Pizza, wings, as well as sides and desserts are all available at pizzahut.com or at their location in Gas City. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Jarrod Atkins will lead it off for TU. Wants to bunt his way on. That one will dance just up the third base line, then take a left-hand turn and roll foul. Fans continuing to file in here to Winter-Holder Field on the first spring-like day here of 2018, or at least the first one in a while. So a strike to Jarrod. His dad down there in his customary rocker chair, but he's also wearing a Victor Oladipo t-shirt, which I support wholeheartedly as the Pacers take on the Cavs tonight in Game 3. Curveball away from Atkins. It's 1-1. Jarrod 1 for 4 with a pair of runs batted in the win over Huntington on Wednesday. Also had a sacrifice fly as well. He's done better at the plate as of late, batting .281. A bloop left side that'll one hop into the glove of McGuire. Throws on the run to first. And there's the first out here in the home half of the second for TU. And that'll bring up the DH, Andrew Kennedy, who is the starting pitcher on Wednesday as the Trojans took on Huntington. And Kennedy had one whale of a night at the plate, going 3 for 4 with 2 doubles, 2 runs batted in, and a walk. He's swinging the stick really well as of late as well. Slugging .511 here in 2018. He'll swing and miss at a breaking ball here to fall behind 0-1 to start. Following AK will be Brett Lawson, who's also swinging the bat pretty well, even though he went 0 for 4 on Wednesday. Second one inside. That one will bounce away from the catcher, Tadero. And the count levels at 1-1. Andrew, a 6'2 sophomore. DH and a right-handed pitcher from Goshen, Indiana. Added 5 pounds to his frame a season ago. Sits on one high. It's 2-1. We mentioned the big crowd. Also first time that we've seen the namesake for the field, Larry Winterholder, sitting down in about the third or fourth row. 2-1. Kennedy will swing and miss at another curveball, and the count squares at 2 apiece. Coach Winterholder was head coach Kyle Gould's coach here at TU. Another curveball that Kennedy will foul up to Kyle Gould over their coaching third. Count remains 2-2. The Hall of Famer Rick Atkinson over there coaching first base in his normal customary spot. Coach Winterholder, the former all-time wins leader before his apprentice, Coach Gould, passed him earlier this year. Curveball upstairs makes it 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch off the end of the bat to right field. That one will fall in. Second hit of the day for TU, as they've got a base runner on here with 1 gone, home half of the second, and a scoreless contest with the Goshen Maple Leafs. And that'll bring up Brett Lawson, who went deep the last time Taylor played here on Tuesday. Lawson went deep over the right field fence. That was when the wind blows blowing out that day. And now he's going to rip one towards center field. It'll be back-to-back singles for the Trojans as Lawson and Kennedy stay hot. A lot of power batting out of the 7 and 8 spots here today. And the only lefty in the Trojan order will come up now. It's freshman Tanner Colby with men at first and second, 1 gone, home half of the second, and Taylor threatening to break our scoreless deadlock. Taylor had men at first and third with 2 outs. An inning ago, unable to produce anything with it. They have first and second here for the lefty Colby. First one from Steelgrave comes inside. And the off-speed pitch will miss for ball number 1. Wyatt Whitman waits on deck, hoping the lineup can be turned over to him. Steelgrave out of the stretch, second one. This time away, just will nick the corner to make the count square at 1-1. Not a cloud in the sky here from Winterholder Field. No wind. Pretty darn good day if you ask me. First and second for TU and the second baseman Colby. Curveball, just above the letters, 2-1. Colby batting .333, trying to bounce back from an 0-for-4 performance on Wednesday at Huntington. Did drive in a run, did score a run, also walked once as well. And he waits the fourth one here. Steelgrave fires a fastball low, covered up and blocked by the catcher Tadero. And it's 3-1 in favor of Tanner Colby with Wyatt Whitman standing on deck. He's already got 1 hit today, trying to get to the plate here. No score, bottom of the second. And a hitter's count at 3-1 for the second baseman, Tanner Colby. And that one high, second walk allowed from Steelgrave. And now the base is juiced for the left fielder, Wyatt Whitman. We'd expected the Trojans' bats to heat up when the weather did, and they've not let us down. We mentioned the Trojans, the fastest team to 30 wins in the Kyle Gould era here at TU. The Trojans have also won 30 games for the 10th straight season. They have a winning percentage of .756. And the base is full for Wyatt Whitman, who has a bloop single to left, his first time up an inning ago. No score, bottom of 2. First one from Steelgrave, away. Game set to go for 9 innings. Our first game tomorrow, that'll be at 2 o'clock. That'll be for 7. And then the second one will be for the full 9.
Kennedy at third. Lawson at second. Colby now at first. And the second one, curveball, makes it 1-1 as it was taken by Wyatt. Wyatt, one of those men with over 20 steals on the year. He's batting just over 300 at 301. He's 1 for 1 tonight. He'll swing and miss at a moving fastball low and away. And now he's down 1-2. That was the same count that he singled in his first time up today. Bases full, 1 out, no score, bottom of the second. The pitch. And Whitman will smoke this one to left. That'll score at least one. With Lawson's speed, they'll wave him around from second. And it'll be a 2 RBI single for Wyatt Whitman as he glares back into his own dugout. And the Trojans lead 2-0 as Whitman 2 for 2 to start this game off here against Goshen tonight. Two 2-0 the Trojan advantage. And Josh Lane, who ripped one his first time up, but hit it right to the left fielder Hardig. We'll see if he can stay hot here with men at first and second. Curveball in there for a strike to start. There are dogs aplenty all over this ballpark today. See 2 playing over to right field, including an Australian sheepdog. We see the Black Lab puppy of pitching coach Devin Wilburn over to our left. Someone else has brought their dog as well. It's a perfect day for anybody, human or animal. And the second one outside the zone to Josh Lane. A ball and a strike with Tanner Colby standing at second and Wyatt Whitman, after the 2 RBI single, he stands over at first. Colby 1 for 1 on stolen bases, but playing in at third will be Cody McCoy. 1 out, home half of the second. And that fastball will just get the outside corner. And the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Taylor shortstop, Josh Lane. Steelgrave taking his time as he gets the sign from Tadero. 1-2 low, covered up by Tadero, wearing number 4 on that black uniform. And now the count back to even at 2-2. Lane enters the day batting .331. Went 1 for 6 Wednesday at Huntington. That one bouncing up the middle, could be trouble. They'll get the out at second, over to first. A low throw, but snagged there by the first baseman, Stoltzfus. As a 6-3 double play will end things here for Goshen. That got all started by the middle of the infield. But Taylor puts up 2 here in the bottom of the second thanks to the RBI single. 2 RBI single from Wyatt Whitman. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network. So Wadup's pitching with the lead now for the first time today. He'll face 8-9, then back to the top of the order. That one will go right back up through the middle from the catcher, Anthony Tadero. And he turns over and gives a fist pump of jubilation and claps his hands over to his own dugout to our right. And that's the first hit of the day here for Goshen. And coming into courtesy run will be Bobby Garcia for the catcher, Tadero. So that one just got by. Wadup's on the mound. And just like the Trojans, the only lefty in the Goshen order batting out of the number 9 spot, it's their right fielder, Chase Hunter. Bunt shown, pulls it back. It's up high for a ball. Garcia 6 for 6 on stolen base attempts this year as he stands over at first. Checking over at first. And back in time is Garcia. Hunter batting .231, pops this one up. Foul territory. Lawson looking at the fence, coming back, and he just will miss it by a few feet or so. Whitman and Lane hustling after it. Lane's cap blew off. And Lawson just took that one look down and then looked back up to find it, and that's when he lost it, trying to judge where he was with that chain link fence, or link fence, I should say, a couple feet away from him. So a ball and a strike to the second batter of the inning, Chase Hunter. Goshen trailing 2-0 here in the top half of the third. Not the only Taylor-Goshen matchup today. Two softball teams meeting up in northern Indiana. Taylor took the first one 8-0 in a run rule game. Aaron Kozad had a late home run to put Taylor up 7-0. The Trojans wrapped out 2 home runs against the Maple Leaf softball team today. The 2-1 low will be sent the opposite way and foul. As fans continue to file in here to Winter Holder Field, finding their seats, bringing their dinner with them on a picture-perfect evening for baseball. Wadup's out of the stretch, over to first, and diving back to the bag is Garcia. Hunter at the plate, 6'1" freshman from Ligonier, Indiana, and Central Noble High School, his alma mater. Wadup's taking his time, looks up, kicks and drives home a 2-2. And Hunter will back away from, and now the count full. Haven't seen a lot of that changeup from Wadup's today. The payoff pitch. That one ground ball right side, just past the diving Colby at second. That'll put the tying run over at first as the lineup will turn back over to Brad Stoltzfus. So back-to-back singles to start things off here in the top of the third for the visitors. They come in averaging just below 5 runs per game and just below 8 hits. The Trojans pitching staff limiting their opponents this year to 3 runs and 7 hits on the season. First and second, with Goshen down here 2-0, and Brad Stoltzfus on. Reached on a walk his first time up. Curveball in there for a strike from the righty Wadup's. Garcia, the courtesy runner for the catcher Tadero. He's at second. As Josh Lane, the shortstop, a couple steps there, almost looking like his shadow. Hunter, the second batter of the inning, is over at first. Curveball again. This one will bounce in, covered up by Watson behind the plate, I should say. And that makes the count even at 1-1. Goshen 5-9 in road games this year. As we mentioned off the top, the Trojans 20-1. Their only loss, their first game of the year, coming back on Valentine's Day to IU Southeast. Third pitch, curveball again. That one too low. And now the hitter's count will be 2-1 to Stoltzfus. Stoltzfus, a 5'10 senior. Local product from Goshen, Indiana, comes in batting .378. Was good in both games yesterday, going 2 for 4 in the regularly scheduled game. And the restarted game went 3 for 4. Rips this one to left, and it will land in for the third straight single here of the inning. Whitman will overrun it. It goes between his legs, and that will allow at least Garcia to score from first, or from second. Now the waving the runner from first as that ball rolled between his legs. They get Stoltzfus to third, and he'll be thrown out on the relay. That'll be 7-6-5 on the relay. But 2 runs come home here as that ball rolls between Whitman's legs and went all the way to the left field fence. And that ties our game at 2 with now 1 out here in the third. And a swing and a miss there from Longacre on a fastball to lead the at-bat off. So it looked to be just the third straight single, but then that ball just rolled between the wickets of Whitman there and left. 33rd error for the Trojans this year. And the game all tied at 2 as both runners come around to score. A pop-up to Lane at short, jogs over to his left or right, and he's making the catch for the second out of the inning. Longacre now 0 for 2, both on pop-outs to Lane at short. Clinton Strobel, the DH, 6'2", 215, junior from Newport News, Virginia. We'll look to keep the top of the third rolling here for the visitors as they've tied the game at 2 after Taylor put up 2 in the bottom half of the second. Fastball to Strobel, inside part of the plate, called for a strike. Strobel 0 for 1 today, struck out swinging for the second out of the first inning. Waddup's out of the windup, second one. Fastball again, and Strobel will miss. And it's a 2-strike count. Two our score, with Goshen tying it here at the top of the third. The 0-2. Curveball, that will freeze Strobel. He knew it right when the ball hit Watson's mitt. Second strikeout of the afternoon for Tucker Waddup's. Make it his third. But Goshen gets 2 here in the top of the third to tie our game at a deuce. We'll see what Taylor can do their third time at the plate when we come back from this commercial break. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network. First pitch swinging is Taggart. That one will go foul, landing on someone's automobile to our right. As Taylor bats here in the bottom of the third, game tied at 2. Second one, fastball away, and it's 1-1. Taggart grounded out his first time up. He'll be followed by the catcher Tanner Watson and then Sam Weiss. Third one, and Taggart will foul it off the end of the bat. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nathan, the leading batting average in the Crossroads League coming into the weekend, also the leader in RBIs. He will send this one to the right center field gap. Going back is Longacre. Good jump, and he'll make the catch in the right center field gap for out number 1. Taggart now 0 for 2 here on the afternoon. One out, no one on. Game even at 2 apiece for Tanner Watson, who walked his first time at the dish today. Off speed from Steelgrave to the outside half for a called strike. Tanner had a rough day at the plate on Wednesday, came back going 2 for 4 at Huntington on Wednesday night with an RBI and a walk. Second off-speed pitch to the outside part of the plate again, and Watson down 0-2. Second best batting average for TU entering the day, .355 behind Taggart. That one high and away for the first ball of the at-bat. Taylor came into the day tied for second place with Huntington, a game back of Indiana Wesleyan. They had a hard hit ball, but foul up the third base line. Same two teams here tomorrow, 2 o'clock start for the doubleheader. The first game will be a 7-inning affair. The second game will be the full 9. This one's set to go the full 9 as well. And the 1-2 from Steelgrave. Curveball, high at the collarbone level. And that makes the count all square at 2-2. Tanner 10 doubles, still looking for that first home run of the year. He's driven in 24 runs as well. He'll step out of the box and gather his thoughts and hopes and dreams. Sam Weiss, the center fielder, waits on deck for TU. 1 out, no one on. Curveball again, ground ball to the right side, late hop, punch down by Mawson, over to first, and they'll get the speedy Watson out by about a step and a half. So Taylor in danger of being retired in order for the first time here today. They went up 2-0 in the bottom of the second on the 2 RBI single from Wyatt Whitman. But then ironically it was Whitman's error there in the top half of the third that allowed the tying runs to come home for Goshen. Weiss shows bunt, thought about punching it down. The curveball up there too high, however. And Weiss takes it for a ball. Sam batting out of the number 5 spot here tonight, was 1 for 3 on Wednesday with a run batted in. Second one, a fastball is low, 2-0. Sam, a 6'1", 185-pound senior. Batting .319 here this year. We'll sit on another one, and that one quickly makes it 3 balls, no strikes, as fans continue to find their seats here on the bleachers down below us. The 3-0 from Steelgrave, and the fastball to the outside half for the first strike. Steelgrave already with 2 walks already tonight, 1 in each inning. And the 3-1, and that'll be the first walk here of the third inning. So Steelgrave with a walk in each inning here so far tonight. Now the go-ahead run over at first for Jarrod Atkins. Jarrod grounded out to the third baseman. McGuire, his only time up tonight. Weiss decreasing that lead a little bit over at first. And Steelgrave taking his time, so Atkins will step out. Jarrod, a 6-foot senior, utility player from Whiteland, Indiana. Last year switched his time between right field and second base. Predominantly a right fielder all the time this year. Pickoff attempt to first. No tag from Stoltzfus as Weiss goes diving back. 2-2 our score here in the bottom of the third. The go-ahead run at first base for TU after a 2-out walk to Weiss. Back over to first. Stoltzfus, the ball pop out of his glove this time, as Weiss taking a good-sized lead at first base. Sam, 7 for 10 on stolen bases this year. The Trojans, 105 for 124 coming into today. And the first one to Atkins is high, ball 1. Jarrod broke the single-season mark for home runs and stolen bases a season ago on his way to honorable mention All-American honors. Throw down from the catcher Tadero. No slide from Weiss. He'll just scamper back and get back standing up. 2-0 to Atkins, with the game even at 2 here in the bottom of the third. A little bit of history between these two teams from a season ago, as Goshen was a team that put the Trojans, after that record-breaking offensive year, into the loser's bracket in the Crossroads League tournament. Ground ball to the third baseman, McGuire over to first, and Taylor unable to do anything with the 2-out walk. We've played 3 here from Winterholder Field, and we are even at 2 apiece between Taylor and Goshen. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com.
A third of the way home here from Upland, Indiana. Goshen batting. They'll send up Hardig, Molson, and McGuire. With the game dead even at 2. First one from Waddups. Fastball that'll get lifted into the air, and that one will sail foul to the parking lot. And the oohs and ahs, that means it's hit someone's car. Did not hear the glass shatter, that means it probably hit someone's roof, and that's always good. Hardig, the senior out of Ontario, Canada. Big looping curveball slip out of Waddups' hand and be in there for a ball. One and one to Hardig, who grounded out to Lane his only time up so far tonight. Open stance, he'll swing mightily and be underneath it and foul it off to the net as 3 of his teammates go hustling after the ricochet. The on-deck man, Molson, the next man behind him, McGuire, then the man after him, McCoy. All took a chase. The 1-2. Curveball, one hopper just over the diving Lawson at third. That'll roll up the left field line. Rounding first will be Hardig. He'll hit the brakes on a bulleted throw from Wyatt Whitman. There's the 4th hit of the evening here for Goshen, and they've got the go-ahead run at first to start this inning off. A tough play there for Lawson at third. He dove right towards the bag, and then the ball took a late hop right when he was diving over. Still had the opportunity to put that glove in the air, but the ball just danced over the outstretched mitt. Fastball missing away, and the righty Molson starts the at-bat off 1-0. He was hit by a pitch his first time up, then got stranded at second. Hardig 11 for 11 on stolen bases this year. And the best base, he is the best base stealer for Goshen this year. They've stolen 37 bases, he with the most, as we mentioned, at 11. 1-1. Fastball up the middle, could be turning 2. Lane at second, floats it over to first. Taggart's got to reach out and snag it, and they'll say that his right foot just pulled him off the bag as Lane stepped on second, and then that ball just got looped out of his hand with not a lot of juice. And that prevented the Trojans from turning the 6-3 double play. Instead, it should go down as a fielder's choice. There's still one gone and still one at first, however, as Waddups looks over to Lane at short, nods his head and says, "Hey, we're okay, we're fine. Don't let that get your head down." So the tying run's still on there, and this time it'll be the third baseman, Cody McCoy. Fastball, letters, strike. McGuire 0 for 1 with a ground out to the second baseman, Colby. Top of the 4th. Goshen and Taylor dead even at 2 apiece. Waddups out of the stretch. His fastball knee high, but too far away. And the count squares itself at 1-1. McGuire, a 6'1 sophomore, batting just .202 this season. Third one from Waddups. He'll foul this one up to the upper part of the net. And it makes it a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Waddups with 3 strikeouts here on the evening. Pickoff attempt to first. Taggart with the tag. Molson will dart back to first. Molson hasn't stolen a lot of bases this year, just 2 on his only 2 attempts. Another one over to first. And a tag from Taggart. Taylor has picked off 7 men this season. And the 1-2, runner stays at first. Curveball and knifing at that one and missing it's McGuire as he slaps the barrel of his bat in frustration. 4th strikeout here for Tucker Waddups, her second swinging strikeout, I should say. And there are 2 outs in the top of the 4th for Cody Mccoy, the shortstop. He struck out looking his only time up. That ended things for Goshen in the top of the 2nd. Waddups taking his time before the first one. That one above the 5'8 McCoy for a ball. McCoy 231 the average, but he had a stellar day in Game 1 against Grace yesterday, going 3 for 5. Underneath this one, and that one fouled to the parking lot. And the hard smack of concrete allows everyone down below us to breathe a sigh of relief. A ball and a strike to the right-handed bat, shortstop Cody McCoy. Both these teams with 8 righties in the lineup. Only 1 lefty, both batting out of the number 9 spot, and that one fooled McCoy as he almost swung himself down to a knee and almost completely out of the batter's box. Tucker trying to get out of this inning with no damage done. He's got a man at first, 2 outs, and the 1-2 to McCoy. Ground ball up the middle, and that one will just bounce underneath the diving Colby at second. It also squirted underneath Waddups on the mound. And a 2-out single up the middle here for McCoy. Second time we've seen Goshen be able to send one up through the middle. And they've got 2 on with 2 outs for the catcher, Anthony Tadero. That's the 5th hit here for Goshen today. And they've got 2 on in the game, tied at 2. Fastball at the knees, taken for a strike. Tadero's the one who singled up the middle his first time up, then was courtesy ran for by Garcia. And Waddups will pivot off the mound. No one covering second base, but going back anyway is Molson. Looking down there, it looks like Tadero wearing a brand of cleat modeled after the old PF Flyers from the movie The Sandlot, which celebrates its 25th anniversary this summer. Of course, Benny the Jet Rodriguez wore the PF Flyers to escape the beast. And Tadero will send this one to the parking lot on a foul ball, 0-2. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend. I believe it was the Minnesota Twins, I think, recreated one of the more famous scenes between the quote-unquote higher-class Little League team and the guys from the Sandlot. If you haven't found it, I recommend finding it on social media. 0-2 fastball low and away from the righty Tadero, and it's 1-2. He's 1 for 1 today, 5 singles on the evening for Goshen, And the game tied at 2. They've got men at first and second after the 2-out single up the middle from Cody McCoy. 1 foot in the box, 1 out, and now Tadero will step back in. Big wide open stance with his white pants pulled up to his knees, showing off his black socks. Waddups his white pants down to the ankles. Sets out of the stretch and drives home another 1-2. Fastball, that one just below the knees. And the count squares itself at 2-2. Some of the fans not happy with that ball call. The pitch from Waddups with the runners at first and second, and that one lined to the netting. It's still 2-2. Tadero, as we mentioned, got that top of the 3rd rolling for the Maple Leafs as they were able to tie the game at 2 apiece. Tadera 0 for 3 in that first game with Grace yesterday. Batting came in just 3 for 46, and Wattops' curveball slips out of his hand for the second time tonight. That makes the count 3-2. Tadera ended the day with a .065 ERA, so that hit his first time up, just his fourth here of his sophomore season. He's out of Humble, Texas. Payoff pitch from Wattops with third base open. Runners go off the end of the bat, and we'll do that all again. And more oohs and ahs. That means it hit an automobile of some sort. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wattops with 4 Ks on the evening, trying to keep the runners at first and second right there and give Taylor a chance to retake the lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Runners go, ground ball left side. Lawson fields from deep in the hole at third, whips it across, and Taggart will pick it off the artificial surface for out number 3. Good job there by Wattops to get the ground ball to induce the end of the inning. And we get to the bottom of the 4th with Taylor and Goshen tied at 2. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Through 3.5, game even at 2 for Andrew Kennedy as he leads off the bottom of the 4th for the home side. Fastball away will make it ball 1 from Kyle Steelgrave. We see a man down there in a Kokomo Jackrabbits hat. Kennedy scheduled at least to come play part of the summer in Kokomo, along with his Taylor teammates Austin Medica and tonight's starting pitcher Tucker Wattops. As the guys go and get a little feel for what it's like to play with a wood bat during their college years. And the off speed will be to the outside half, and it's 2-1 to Andrew Kennedy. Kennedy singled to right his first time up, came around to score. If someone honks their horn, that does not distract Kennedy. And it's 3-1. One final, Mount Vernon Nazarene has defeated Indiana Wesleyan 9-4, so that puts the Wildcats currently in 3rd place, and that'll be a walk. 4th one here by Steelgrave, and the leadoff man reaches for just the second time tonight here for TU. And Kennedy the go-ahead run over there at first. Hard-swinging Brett Lawson will dig in. He's 1 for 1, just like Kennedy was during his first at-bat. And this one, just like the first time, it'll bounce on through Lawson. He needs just 2 pitches tonight. He's got 2 hits. Lawson just dialed in so well right now. And the first 2 men have reached base safely with singles. Here comes Tanner Colby with an opportunity to put Taylor back in front with nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. Five hits for the Trojans. And Tanner Colby, who walked his first time up, will try to keep things rolling here in the home half of the 4th. Game tied at 2. Colby shows bunt. That one just will tick off the bat. And it's one strike to the lefty. And now Colby will walk up the third baseline and talk things over with the boss man, 14th year head coach Kyle Gould. Colby and junior Cody Tate kind of in a rotation over there at second base. But Colby went down, played a couple games for the JV squad, and he's been able to get his groove back here in the last couple of weeks. He's batting .333. And had to walk his first time up. He's got two men on. His team tied with the visitors. They're clad in black and white. Taylor in all white. Bunt again from Colby. This one up the first base side. Steelgrave there to field. The first baseman Stoltzfus is there, and the sacrifice works. That moves Lawson to second, and Kennedy to third for the ever-dangerous Wyatt Whitman. So an opportunity for Whitman to get back a little bit here. He's had a hand in all the scoring plays for both teams tonight. Had the 2 RBI single his last time up, then had the error in the top of the third that brought everybody home for Goshen to tie the game at 2. Steelgrave away, and Whitman 2 hits already on the night. He and Lawson the only men with multiple hits in our contest here so far as Taylor bats in the bottom of the 4th. Second one, covered up by Tadero. It will bounce softly up the third base side. And it's 2-0 to Wyatt Whitman. 301 the batting average for the junior from Michigan, a graduate of Gull Lake High School. 47 hits for Wyatt on the season, coming in now at 49. A hit here would be number 50. 2-0, bouncing third base side. That will get away from the third baseman McGuire, roll towards the Taylor dugout. A runner in, that'll be Andrew Kennedy, and Taylor back in front 3-2. It'll go down as a fielding error here for Cody McGuire. And men at the corners, so still only one out for the also hot-hitting Josh Lane. Lane 0 for 2, but he has swung the bat beautifully here in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Sun setting to our left, one out. They toss it over to first. Knowing Whitman, an expert base stealer, 22 of 23 on the year. Lawson, good speed at third. Whitman, a freak athlete over at first. He goes. Throw down. In front. And they'll say Whitman thrown out. Whitman not happy with it, thinking that the second baseman, Molson, was in front of the bag. It's a strike here to Lane at the plate. And they're now 2 outs as Wyatt Whitman thrown out for just the second time here this season. So each starting catcher. Tadero with his 5th runner thrown out of the year. Curveball to Lane. That one falls in at the knees for strike number 2. So each for our catchers here tonight, each with one runner thrown out at second base. A run home for TU in the bottom of the 4th. They've gone back in front by 1. This one to the left side. If it gets through, it'll score the runner at third. Deep play from in the hole. It's short, and McCoy will throw out Lane over at first base. So the Trojans only able to get 1 run in after putting men at second and third with 1 out, but they regain the lead. They're up 3-2 through 4 innings. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at taylorcampusstore.com.
We start the top of the fifth. Taylor back in front by 1 after the fielding error by the third baseman, McGuire. It does go down as an RBI and an earned run for the starting pitcher, Steelgrave. So all 3 runs have been earned, and Whitman will get credit for the RBI. Second one, a fastball low and away from the only lefty in the Goshen order. This is Chase Hunter. And he goes ahead 2-0 as Goshen tries to tie the game up at 3 as they bat here in the visiting part of the 5th inning. Hunter 1 for 1 already tonight with a single and a run scored. And the fastball high and away, it's 3-0. Fourth one. That one at the knees away from the lefty for a strike. And jogging down to the bullpen will be the senior right-hander Rob Fox. Quickly able to get warmed up. We'll see how long Waddups can ride this here in the 5th. That one just above the letters. And it's a walk here for Tucker, just his second one allowed of the night. But the leadoff man on here for Goshen. And that's also tying run as well. So back to the top of the order, and Brad Stoltzfus, the first baseman. And then Longacre, who's on deck. Stoltzfus, the man who drove in, who brought in the 2 runs to tie our game at 2, but did not get credit for the runs batted in after the fielding error that brought those runs home. Does get credit for the single. A single and a walk his 2 times up at the plate today. It was thrown out trying to take second after the first at-bat. Three to 2 the Taylor lead with Goshen batting here in the top of the 5th. First game of the 3-game set. Both teams will be out here tomorrow. For doubleheader will start at 2 o'clock. Waddups to the righty out of the stretch. Runner stays. This one ripped towards left field. Going back is Whitman, and that one will clear the fence for Brad Stoltzfus. His first home run of the season, and the senior gives Goshen their first lead of the day. They're up 4-2 here with nobody out in the top of the 5th inning. 6th home run allowed by Waddups this year. Stoltzfus had one upstairs, pulled it hard. That one cleared the left field fence with ease. As he just comes across home plate right now. And Waddups' night will come to a close. Rob Fox will come in here for the Trojans with TU trailing for the first time here tonight. 4-3 the margin. Nobody out here in the 5th. We will introduce you to Rob Fox when we come back from this commercial break.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
So Goshen leading for the first time today after Brad Stoltzfus's first home run here of his senior season. That one got out of here in a hurry over that left field fence. And it's given Goshen a 4-3 lead here with nobody out in the top of the fifth. That chased the starter Tucker Waddups off the hill, and the Taylor Trojans will bring in their reliever, 6'1 right-hander out of Muncie, Indiana, Rob Fox. He'll face Longacre, Strobel, and Hardig here 2, 3, and 4 as Taylor trails for the first time here this afternoon. Rob known for his quick ability to warm up, and he did just that, warming up in about a span of what felt like just a couple of minutes. Ball 1 to Longacre. 0 for 2 today with pop-outs both times to Josh Lane at short. Off speed in there for a strike. Both Mitch Eubler and Justin Pettit warming up for Taylor in the bullpen to our left. 1-1 from Fox out of the stretch. And this one popped up towards the bullpen in foul territory. That one will clear the sidewalk as well for strike number 2. Rob, an 0-1 overall record, appearing in his 21st game on the hill. A 3.38 ERA, 11 strikeouts, and 2 walks. A really good slider and a good fastball as well with some movement. 1-2, and just flailing at that one was Longacre on the slider. Longacre, a 381 average coming into the day, but he's 0 for 2 so far, as we mentioned, with pop-outs to Lane at short both times. Nobody out, top of the fifth. Slider there. Did he go? Yes, he did. Longacre not happy as he holds his bat behind his waist in frustration, despair, and anger. And he walks slowly over to his own dugout, shocked, perplexed, still shaking his head as he marches angrily into the dugout and takes one last look at our field umpire, Kevin Faust, who called him out. So a good start for Fox out of the pen, and there's one gone. For the DH, Clinton Strobel, the second. He'll swing and miss at another slider. Strobel 0 for 2 today, both on strikeouts, one swinging, one looking. Foxen dealing out of the stretch, as always. Second one. Much like the first one, as he threw it up there, Strobel chased it. And Strobel, on a 3-pitch strikeout his last time up looking, he's got 2 strikes to his name here with no balls thrown. The 0-2, and that one bounces in for ball 1. A 2-run homer from Brad Stoltzfus. He has been the one that made contact, driving in all 4, bringing in all 4 of Goshen's runs today. Had the single in the 3rd inning that led to a fielding error that tied the game at 2. Then just had a 2-run homer here in the 5th to put Goshen in front 4-3. The 1-2 from Fox. Did he go around? No, he did not. Strobel thought about it a lot, but the count evens itself at 2-2. 6 hits here on the evening so far for Goshen. Again, they lead by 1 after the homer from Stoltzfus. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on. And Strobel will pull this one to the bullpen down the left field line. That homer from Stoltzfus, the first extra base hit for either team here so far tonight. Strobel waits another 2-2. Here it comes. That one almost hit him as Strobel spins away at the waist. Another count full, 3-2. Fox struck out the first batter he saw, trying to retire Strobel here, who's the second man that Fox has seen out of the bullpen after the homer from Stoltzfus. Payoff pitch, and Strobel down on strikes. Did he make a foul tip? He did. And that ball might have gotten a piece, and that's going to hit Tanner Watson in the midsection. So a foul tip there from Strobel. Prevented Watson from being able to make the catch for strike number 3, and the count remains full at 3-2. Athletic training staff have to take a look at Tanner Watson. We will pause momentarily and come right back.
The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at taylorcampusstore.com.
Watson looks to be better now. He will take a couple warm-up pitches here from Fox. As Clinton Strobel II, the DH from Newport News, Virginia, will await another 3-2 pitch from Fox once Watson gets warmed up and ready. Looks like he's ready. And we're ready to get things going again. Michael Ingram, our home plate umpire here this evening. Kevin Faust, the one over there in the field tonight. A 2-run homer by Brad Stoltzfus. He was the second batter of the inning for the Maple Leafs, and they've taken their first lead of the night, up 4-3 here with 1 out and no one on in the top of the 5th, as Rob Fox has come in to replace the starter Tucker Wattops right after he gave up the go-ahead homer. Payoff pitch again from Fox. Inside half, that'll freeze Strobel. Third time he's out on strikes today, and now he will slowly walk, remove his batting helmet. And I thought he might have had a couple words from Michael Ingram behind the plate. Instead, he will just march back to the dugout, and then he will spike his bat into the turf in frustration. So back-to-back looking strikeouts here for Rob Fox as he comes in out of the bullpen trying to limit the damage to just a 1-run differential here for the home side. Slider almost made contact with Harding in the left elbow. It's upstairs for a ball. Had a nice conversation with Rob and also Mitch Eubler. This team was having batting practice today. We had a nice conversation about what we all thought the Indianapolis Colts should do in the NFL draft. Ground ball left side, Lawson backhand at third. He'll hop, he'll throw, and picked up there off the dirt by Nathan Taggart. Fox pumped, yelling, and trying to get a little juice from his own dugout as he marches over in, and then he takes a couple stairs over at the visiting side before going into the safety of the Taylor dugout. A 2-run homer from Brad Stoltzfus has given Goshen the lead at 4-3. We'll see what Taylor can answer up here in the bottom of the 5th when we come back. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student-athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100, all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu.
Taylor batting and trailing for the first time here today It'll be Taggart, Watson, and Weiss. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Trojans. Steelgrave with a curveball, and they'll get Taggart to foul this one out of play to the right. Fox came in out of the bullpen, retired the first 3 batters he faced to limit the damage to just the 2-run homer there for Stoltzfus that's given Goshen a 4-3 lead. Second one from Steelgrave, breaking ball away, and Taggart swings and misses. It's 0-2. Nathan 0 for 2 here so far tonight, a ground out and a fly out to the right center field gap. Third one from Steelgrave, curveball, lashing at it is Taggart, and that one lined foul to the right. Taggart, a 6'1 junior. The 0-2 again. Curveball, and Taggart will golf this one up and out of play down the right field line one more time. He broke the single-season hits record a season ago, also is 6 doubles away from the career mark, and in search of his first hit here so far today. The 0-2, curveball up high, and it's 1-2. This one a ground ball right back to Steelgrave on the 1-2. He will calmly toss it over to first. Stoltzfus will backpedal out of the way, and there's one gone here in the bottom of the 5th for TU. So Tanner Watson, the catcher, who's 0 for 1 tonight, batting for the 3rd time. We'll try to get on here as Taylor tries to tie the game at 4 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Curveball that will sail over the head of 9 and White. That one clearly a ball. 80th pitch thrown by Steelgrave. No one up in the bullpen just yet for Goshen. The 1-0. That one at the letters, breaking ball for a strike. Tanner trying to get going here, comes into the day batting .355, gets an explanation from home plate umpire Michael Ingram. The 1-1. Inside, and that'll be a swing and a miss from Watson, and he's falling behind 1-2. That one looked to be outside the zone. Watson tried to pull that one down the left field line. 1 out, no one on. Taylor down by 1 here in the home half of the 5th. The 1-2, and Watson will send this to the third base side. McGuire, a basket snag, quickly out of the mitt. A low throw at the knees, hauled in by Stoltzfus. And there are 2 outs to the Trojans here in the home half of the 5th inning. They're still trailing by 1, 4-3. Yesterday, Goshen used just 4 pitchers, 3 in their first game against Grace, and then Logan Jones was the one that went the distance there in Game 2 of that game that got restarted after being called off or postponed 58 days prior. Sam Weiss, the man up here with 2 outs and no one on, his team down by 1. He'll take a curveball here on the second pitch to even the count at a ball and a strike. Sam grounded out and has walked in his 2 previous times at the plate tonight. And the 1-1 again. Away, it's 2-1. One more score update. Huntington won in a walk-off at Bethel tonight on a wild pitch. And so Huntington will stay pat. Curveball bouncing in. It's now 3-1 to the steely-eyed Sam Weiss. Sam with 13, now 14 walks on the year. He also leads the Trojans with getting hit by 16 different pitches. 3-1, and that'll be the second walk. He will discard that bat in quick fashion. So the tying run on here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th for last year's Crossroads League Player of the Year and the Honorable Mention All-American, Jarrod Atkins. It's the 5th walk that Steelgrave has given up here tonight. The last time, Atkins grounded out with Weiss on at first and 2 outs. Curveball, that one high for a ball to Jarrod Atkins. Jarrod 0 for 2, both ground outs to the third baseman, McGuire. Bottom of the 5th, Taylor batting, trailing for the first time today, down 4-3. Another curveball this time down over the outside half. Is taken for a strike from Jarrod Atkins. Jarrod batting just .281 this year. Was 1 for 4 with 2 runs batted in the win over Huntington on Wednesday. Steelgrave, the righty, out of the stretch. Curveball that Atkins will hit high towards the left center field gap. Longacre and Harding both there. It'll be the left fielder Hardig there to make the catch in deep left field for out number 3. So Taylor strands a tying run on. We head to the top of the 6th with Goshen still leading by 1, 4-3. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Founded in 1950, Central Indiana Orthopedics began its tradition of offering compassionate expert treatment for patients with bone, joint, and muscle injuries and conditions. CIO doctors and staff continue that tradition today and provide specialized care in the following areas: ankle, back, elbow, foot, hand, hip, joint replacement and revision, knee, neck, physical medicine and rehabilitation, shoulder, spine, sports medicine, and wrist. CIO has locations in Anderson, Elwood, Fishers, Marion, Muncie, and Portland. The Anderson, Muncie, and Fishers offices also have walk-in clinics for acute injuries less than 2 weeks old, which do not require a referral or appointment. The doctors and specialized staff of CIO proudly serve as the official team doctors for Taylor University, as well as several area high schools and universities. To make an appointment or find out other information about Central Indiana Orthopedics, they can be reached at 800-622-6575 or at ciocenter.com.
Five innings in the books here from Winterholder Field. It'll be the second baseman, Colby Mawson, to lead off for the Maple Leafs as he faces Rob Fox for the first time, as Rob will get his first full inning of work here right now. Goshen batting, leading by 1. And Mawson off the end of the bat, well in front of the breaking ball from Fox. The count 0-2. Mawson hit by a pitch his first time up in the second, then reached on the fielder's choice. That was in the 4th inning. 6 hits for Goshen here tonight, 4 runs. And the slider upstairs. Lawson will watch it dart in for ball 1. The Trojans had righties Pettit and Hubler warming up for a time being. Nice breaking ball there from Fox. Mawson will go after it. 3rd strikeout in the 4 batters that Fox has faced. He's retired the first 4 he's seen. And there's the first out here in the 6th for the visiting Maple Leafs, and then brings up Cody McCoy, the 3rd baseman. McGuire's made some nice defensive plays at 3rd. Trying to get his bat going here. Check swing, and he goes around on the first pitch. McGuire a ground out and a strikeout, swinging his 2 times so far tonight. First time he'll see Fox here this evening. Ground ball to the left side. Lawson charging, cuts in front of lane, throws on the run right to Taggart over at first for out number 2. More strong plays from those on the left side of the infield. The 2 Florida boys, Lawson and Lane, who've played together since the 6th grade. And it's shown here as Lawson and Lane chat back and forth after the ground out. So 2 outs for the shortstop, Cody McCoy. Slider below the knees, ball. McCoy 1 for 2 this evening. First time that he's seen Fox here tonight. Another breaking ball from Fox, low and away, and now some action starting in the Goshen bullpen up the right field side. Their starter, Steelgrave, is on the first 5 innings. With their pitcher just getting up now, we'd presume that he'll carry things here into the bottom of the 6th. 3rd one will find the zone to make it 2 balls and a strike. Big game here for TU as they try to keep pace with Huntington, who won earlier today. Taylor and Huntington came in tied for 2nd place in the league standings. Off the end of the bat, right field side, that'll fall in for a hit. Atkins will hustle after it to roll up the right field line. McCoy looking over his shoulder twice as he will coast in, then slide into second base. That's the 2nd extra base hit of the evening here for Goshen. It's the first double. And for McCoy, that's his 4th double of the season. They've got a man in scoring position here with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning, leading by 1. That's also the first man that has reached here tonight against Fox. Had retired the first 5 men he had seen, 3 via the strikeout. And that gets Eubler up off of the bullpen bench to start warming up. Tadero, the catcher. He'll swing mightily and miss mightily on the slider. Tadero 1 for 2. Collected just his 4th hit of the season in his first time up. And then grounded out back in the 4th. That leadoff single in the 3rd sparked the 2-run tying 3rd for the Maple Leafs. And back to the slider goes Fox to the outside half, and it's 0-2. McCoy with a 2-out double. He stands at second. A healthy lead over there. And Fox is ready to deal home the 0-2 to the catcher, Tadero. Drives. Runner stays. That's a 3-pitch swing and a miss. Tadero had no chance on the sliders from Fox. His 4th strikeout since coming in out of the bullpen with Taylor down 4-3. They're in the visiting side of the 5th. We head to the bottom half of the 6th. Taylor still down by 1 at 4-3. They will bring up Kennedy, Lawson, and Colby. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
New pitcher in for Goshen is the left-hander number 31, 6-foot junior Kyle Kotecki. And Kotecki picked up the win on Wednesday in that regularly scheduled game against Grace. Sidearm delivery to the outside part of the plate. Strike 1 to Andrew Kennedy. Kotecki went 2 2/3 in that win over Grace on Wednesday. Allowed a hit. No runs, no errors. 2 strikeouts and a walk as he came in relief for the starting pitcher, Cam Nickel. And that one will slip out of the hand. Also away from Kennedy, 1-1. The starter, Kyle Stegrave, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned. He walked 5, struck out none on 91 pitches. Third one, sidearm delivery and a little submarine action as well. And they get Kennedy to swing and miss. He falls behind 1-2. Kotecki, a 2-2 overall record, a 5.27 ERA, appearing in his 16th game here of the season. The 1-2. Sidearm, and that'll blow by Kennedy for a swing and a miss. First out here in the bottom of the 6th for TU. They trail 4-3. Taylor's not collected a hit since the 4th inning, where this man, Brett Lawson, delivered it. And for the first time all night, Lawson will see a second pitch at the plate. It's low and away for a ball. The first 2 he smoked up the middle for singles. Lawson awaits from Kotecki, who takes his time. This one down the middle, but off speed. Lawson in front. And he'll pull it to the end of the Taylor dugout. It's 1-1 on the foul ball. Taylor with a win tonight would keep pace with Huntington in the league standings, who they came in tied for second place with. Third one, bouncing in softly from Kotecki, 2-1. Indiana Wesleyan, who had a game up on TU, and Huntington coming into today lost 9-4 at Mount Vernon Nazarene in the first game of their three-game set. So Taylor trying to keep pace with Huntington before they finish up their three-game season series with a doubleheader on Monday in the Forest. 2-1, pulled a foul again, and it evens the count at 2-2. Lawson 2 for 2 tonight. The only Trojan along with Whitman with multiple hits. And the night batting .319. 2-2 from the sidearm, Kotecki. Fastball with a little bit of movement that drifted away from the outside part of the plate. And the count is now full. Taylor trailing 4-3 here as they bat in the bottom of the sixth. Floodlights turned on, sun setting to the left. A picturesque scene here on the Taylor University campus. And it gets even more picturesque as the full count pitch will miss low and away. Lawson will walk here for TU. Kotecki upset with that one. He has shown a lot of emotion on the mound, was pumped on the strikeout to Kennedy, and borderline distraught on the walk here allowed to Lawson. It'll be a pinch hitter replacing Tanner Colby. It'll be number 2, Christian McGill. So Christian McGill, the pinch hitter for TU. Right-handed bat, and take the first one for a strike. Christian, a 5'10 sophomore out of Cicero, Indiana. Batting .281 here this season. Playing in his 34th contest. Again, late action on that sidearm delivery, breaking away from the outside part of the plate. It was too far up high, 1-1. Lawson the tying run over at first, one out, bottom of the sixth. Goshen ahead 4-3. Kotecki deals the 1-1, and McGill will swing and miss, and it's 1-2. Good looking pitch there from Kotecki. We'll see how quickly TU can try to time up this sidearm and sometimes submarine delivery from the lefty Kotecki. The 1-2 to the pinch hitter McGill. That one at the knees for a called strike 3, and there are 2 outs here for TU. McGill, a little bit surprised by that. Same reaction by Taylor head coach up on the third base line. So the tying run still at first with Wyatt Whitman batting with 2 outs in the bottom of the sixth. Strikeout, walk, strikeout for Kotecki, the 3 men he's seen so far. High hopper left side. That one will bounce and hit the chest of McGuire at third. It'll bounce into foul ground. That's the second time we've seen McGuire struggle with one over there at third as he shakes his head. Will jog back. That'll go down as an infield single. Third hit of the night for Wyatt Whitman. He's now reached base safely all 4 times he's been to the plate. So the tying run standing at second, the go-ahead run at first, and Josh Lane getting ready to bat with 2 outs in the home half of the sixth. Lane 0 for 3 tonight, trying to get that first hit, and if it could come here, it'd be in a huge opportunity and a huge moment. That one low. Covered up by Tadero for a ball. Taylor dugout situated to our left. You can hear them cheering on the junior from Florida at the plate. Lawson, the former high school teammate of Lane, stands at second. Whitman at first. Inside. And the breaking ball misses 2-0. Some activity starting in both bullpens. Eubler continues to warm up for TU to our left. And a right-hander starts to warm up for Goshen to the right. We cannot see his number because he has an Oxford gray hoodie pulled over his black uniform. Pivot for Kotecki. No one covering. Lawson will step back to first. 6 hits on the night for TU. And Lane looking for his first one. That one at the belt. They throw it all the way down to second. No one was covering. That one's just a dumb play from Tadero, and both runners will move up one base. Tadero's head was in some other universe. Threw the ball to second base. Molson was nowhere even close to it. And now second and third here for TU with 2 outs in the bottom of the sixth. And Tadero walks right to the second baseman, Lawson, and they start to have a conversation to figure out what just happened. So the second error on the night against Goshen. They'll bring out the head coach, Alex Childers, to talk with the infield. Hustling in will be, looks like McCoy, the shortstop. So now the tying run just 90 feet away at third. The go-ahead run just over at second base. Did not see what the call was at home on the third pitch. The first two pitches outside of the zone, 2-0 to Lane. This third one was in there for a strike to make it 2-1. So Lawson at third, Whitman at second. Taylor down by 1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Kotecki is first inning out of the pen, and they get Lane to pop it up right side. Should have been an easy one for Chase Hunter, the right fielder, and he makes the catch on a 2-1 pitch. The Trojans will bring in Mitch Eubler as we head to the top of the 7th, so the error by Tadero does no damage here for the Maple Leafs as we head to the top of the 7th, and Goshen ahead by 1, 4-3. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at taylorcampusstore.com.
Third pitcher used by Taylor tonight is number 27, the right-hander, Mitch Eubler. Hard-throwing right-hander. And the fastball away from the only lefty in the Goshen order, Chase Hunter, is a ball. Fox goes 2 innings. Allows the 1 hit, no runs, no walks. He struck out 4 out of the 7 batters that he saw. Bunt from Hunter, and the fastball low again. It's 2-0. Some of the Taylor fans standing up on the top bleacher to our right. The 2-0. Off the end of the bat, left side. That one curling and foul. Up the left field foul line. The one man standing up, Michael Garrity, the younger brother of Kevin Garrity, a Taylor baseball alum. And the brother-in-law of Rhett Goodmiller. A fine catcher in his day here at TU. 2 balls and a strike to Chase Hunter as he leads off the top of the 7th here for Goshen as they lead by 1, 4-3 after the 2-run homer by the catcher Stoltzfus. 2-1 lifted up and foul. It remains 2-2. Taylor with a 20-game home win streak on the line. They've also won their last 6 games in a row. And 9 out of their last 10. There's a ground ball. That one will get through the gap between Lane at short and the second base bag. And the leadoff man on here for Goshen, Chase Hunter. His second hit of the night. He's reached base safely all 3 times now. He's 2 for 2. And back to the top of the order we go when Brad Stoltzfus, whose contact has brought in all 4 runs tonight so far for Goshen. Stoltzfus walked, singled in the 2 runs on the error in the 3rd, then had the go-ahead 2-run homer on the second pitch he saw from Waddups in the 5th. Standing straight as a statue, curveball from Eubler will find the zone outside half for a strike. Goshen looking for their 20th win of the year, their 10th in the Crossroads League as they try to climb out of this tie for 6th with Mount Vernon Nazarene. Then fooling Stoltzfus on the second one. He's down 0-2 on a swing and a miss. So both teams trying to keep pace with the teams they were tied with in the league standings coming in. Taylor in second place with Huntington. They won today. Goshen in the tie for 6th with Mount Vernon. They defeated Indiana Wesleyan. Fastball tipped into the glove, and that will be strike number 3. Stoltzfus, I think, thought that one was only strike number 2. He's retired for the first time today, and they're 1 out here in the top of the 7th for the visitors. That's the 9th strikeout today from the Taylor staff. 4 each for Waddups and Fox, and that was the first one from Eubler as he's in his first inning of work out of the bullpen. 1 on, 1 out for the center fielder Ben Longacre. Fastball at the knees, down the middle for a strike. Crowd still pretty much the same amount of people that we saw when this game started. First beautiful day here at home we've had in about a week or 2. But it really feels like about a year or 2. Look at that nasty little curveball thrown by Eubler. And he's ahead 0-2 on an inside pitch. Longacre 0 for 3, struck out looking his last time up. He was the first one to face Fox after Goshen took the lead in the 5th and chased Waddups off the mound. Eubler at the rightmost edge of the bump. Nods and deals the 0-2. Curveball, this one sent high towards Whitman and left. He camps underneath. He makes the grab, and there are 2 gone here in the top of the 7th for Goshen. So Chase Hunter, the leadoff man, remains stationary over there at first. After a foul tip strikeout to Stoltzfus and a flyout just now by Longacre to left. That brings up the DH, Clinton Strobel. Power swinging right-hander. Curveball, and he will powerfully swing and miss. 3 strikeouts and the 3 at-bats for Strobel today, the last 2 looking. First 2 were at the hand of Waddups, the last one at the right hand of Fox. A closed right-handed batting stance. Second one, fastball to the outside corner, called for strike number 2 as Eubler, after giving up that leadoff single, has found a groove here, trying to keep the game just a 1-run deficit for TU here in the top half of the 7th. Second run, make that the 0-2. Down the middle, strike number 3. Eubler gets a second strikeout, and Strobel 0 for 4 at the plate, all via the strikeout. We'll stretch it out here as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Taylor trying to tie our game at 4 as they trail by 1. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojans Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965 when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
3, 4, and 5 coming up for Taylor here in the bottom of the 7th, down by 1. Late action on that fastball, darts away just over on the outside half. And a called strike to Nathan Taggart. Looking for his first hit today. He's 0 for 3 so far. Kotecki taking his time. The second one will miss away. And the count evens at 1-1. Taggart, Watson, Weiss coming up for Taylor. Here in this bottom half of the 7th, they trail 4-3 after the 2-run bomb by the first baseman Stoltzfus. That was in the top of the 5th. Third one misses its mark. It's 2-1. Taggart 2 for 4 in the game win over Huntington on Wednesday with a double. 0 for 3 tonight with 2 groundouts and a fly out to right center field. That one up the middle. Should be easily handled by the second baseman Lawson. Fires a right to Stoltzfus, and there's one gone for Taylor here in the home half of the 7th.
There's only 2 more outs left. What? There's only 2 more outs left in the game. Playing the 9. It wasn't a doubleheader.
So 1 out for the catcher Tanner Watson, who's trying to get his first hit here of the evening. That one comes down on the inside. Missing ball 1. Tanner walked his first time up, since then has grounded out his last 2 times to the plate to second and third. Kotecki. That one a little late action, comes back in across the inside, or out across the middle of the plate, excuse me, for strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the catcher Tanner Watson as his team trails 4-3 here in the bottom of the 7th. The first game of their 3-game series. Off the end of the bat, slow roller left side, leading, grabbing it's McGuire, a low throw, snagged by Stoltzfus at first. And McGuire, who's had his struggles today over at third, makes a nice play, charging into his left. 2 outs for Sam Weiss and TU here in the bottom of the 7th, still down by 1. And that makes Watson 0 for 3 on the evening. Weiss 0 for 1, but batting for the 4th time. Has reached base safely his last 2 times up. Or that one away from the righty Weiss for a ball. He walked in the 3rd and then walked his last time up in the 5th. This is the first game of the 3-game series. Doubleheader between these two tomorrow starting at 2 o'clock. Second one from Kotecki. Down the middle at the knees for the first strike of the at-bat with Weiss. Atkins waiting on deck. Bottom of the 7th, Taylor down by 1. And again, that tailing away fastball from the sidearm of Kotecki will miss again. It's 2-1. Nobody on, 2 outs. Taylor trailing by a run. Weiss with just 1 home run on the season. And that tails away again, missing the outside corner. That's now 3 balls and a strike for Sam Weiss. The same exact count he's walked on his last 2 times up. 2 outs in the 7th. And it'll be the same result as the last 2 times of the 3-1 pitch. And Weiss will jog down to first, hoping for a different result than the last 2 times he's been at the plate. And that would require a different result from the man at the plate in Jarrod Atkins. Weiss has walked his last now 3 times up. The last 2 times, Atkins has been the very next man to follow him. Him has been to the 3rd out. There's that tailing away fastballs that just darts right before it takes a hard, to us, it's a hard right-hand turn. Same thing for the batter. So it comes back across the middle of the plate for a strike. Jarrod 0 for 3, 2 ground outs to McGuire at 3rd and a fly out to Hardigan left. A deep one his last time up. 2 outs, the tying run at first as Taylor trails 4-3 here in the bottom of the 7th. A win tonight would put them into first place in the league standings, or at least keep them step for step with Huntington. Kotecki, the lefty, taking his time, drives home the second one, and that one taken at the knees by Atkins. It's 0-2. Atkins has had his struggles this year, has been doing better as of late. But he's 0 for 3 tonight. He's down 0-2 here with a tying run at first for the 2nd inning The second time he's been to the plate in a row. Kotecki drives home an 0-2. That one well away from home plate. 1-2. Jarrod the senior, an honorable mention All-American a year ago, also the Crossroads League Player of the Year. He's got his classmate Sam Weiss over there at first. He's the tying run with Taylor down 4-3. The 1-2 from Kotecki, low and away as that had the late action again. This time it pulled it off of the corner of the plate. And the count now 2-2. Kotecki has gone to this tailing away fastball all 4 pitches here so far to the Atkins at bat. Andrew Kennedy, the DH, on deck. Tying run at first. Bottom of the 7th and 2 outs. Taylor trailing by a single run. Here's the 2-2. High and away again. And Kotecki pirouettes on the mound in frustration. The count now full after 3 straight balls thrown by the left-hander. Kotecki had allowed runners at second and third, got out of the jam an inning ago. He walked with 2 outs again. We'll see what he deals on the payoff pitch to Atkins. The last 3 have been outside the zone. Here comes the payoff pitch. Runner goes, and it's 4 straight pitches outside the zone. And Kotecki holds on to the bill of his cap. And now first and second with 2 outs for Andrew Kennedy, the designated hitter for TU tonight. You heard Taylor head coach Kyle Gould down there at third telling Andrew Kennedy, right guy, right spot. And that's what the folks here filling up the bleachers down below us, at least the majority of them, are hoping here. Weiss with good speed is at second. And Taylor down by 1 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th for Andrew Kennedy, who's been swinging it well as of late. First one, he'll foul tip it into the glove for a strike. Andrew, the second time he'll see Kotecki, is now the left-handed reliever, has gone through the Taylor order once here. Right-hander Cam Nickel, the starter on Wednesday against Grace for Goshen, warming up in the pen right now. Weiss a big lead off of second as Molson came almost all the way into the bag. That one's going to hit Kennedy in the foot. And it's back-to-back walks. Now a hit by pitch has loaded him up for the hottest bat arguably in the order, Brett Lawson. And 2 outs and Taylor down by 1. And this might be the end of it for Kotecki as the wheels have fallen off here in a big way here in the bottom of the 7th. The entire infield comes in. Cam Nickel still warming up in the bullpen to our right, as head coach Alex Childers in his 6th season at Goshen trying to maybe buy Nickel some time to keep warming up. And they'll keep Kotecki in there. Lawson walked his last time up, and that was the first time that he saw Kotecki tonight. So after back-to-back ground outs to start the inning off, walk to Weiss, walk to Atkins, hit Kennedy in the foot. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Taylor down by 1 for Brett Lawson. And now we look over behind the Taylor dugout, Brian Fields has his helmet on, his gloves on, and he starts to warm up in case Lawson can reach base safely. Kotecki's still out there after allowing the last 3 men to reach. Lawson tries to send this one to the moon and just missed on the sidearm delivery from Kotecki. Bases full for Lawson. His team down by 1 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. The last 3 men have reached base safely. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Kotecki delivers. Outside the plate, 1-1. Good eye from Lawson. Brett has singled twice, and then as we mentioned, walked his last time up. He was a tying run with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th with runners at second and third. Taylor could do nothing with it. Bases full here, and Taylor still down by 1. Lawson off the end of the bat, late swing, and that one catches the netting. 1-2 to Lawson. Taylor had second and third with 2 outs last inning. They've got 2 outs and the bases full here on the bottom of the 7th, still down by 1. Lawson has not yet failed to reach base safely tonight with 2 singles and a walk. He's down 1 in here to Kotecki. The pitch, away, 2-2. Kotecki's command has gone away from him after those first two groundouts. Weiss at third, Atkins at second, Kennedy at first. The tying run 90 feet away at third. The go-ahead run 180 feet over there at second. Kotecki gets ready for the 2-2 to Lawson. Here it comes. Pivot off the mound. Everybody goes back. Handful of Taylor students still standing on the bleachers down to our right, ready to explode if Lawson can put this bad boy into play. The 2-2 from Kotecki. Off the end of the bat on a curveball that Lawson sat on as long as he could and fights it off. It remains 2-2. First time we've seen Kotecki throw that type of breaking ball here in the outing. Most of them have been fastball and off speed that have tailed away to the right-handed batters. Still 2-2, bases full, 2 outs. Taylor down by 1, bottom of the 7th. Kotecki trying to get out of his biggest jam since coming in the bottom of the 5th, and now everyone will step off the mound and step out of the batter's box to catch their breath. Bases full, Taylor down by 1, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Another 2-2 to Lawson. Off the end of the bat again as he continues to battle this one to the parking lot. And from the oohs and ahs and the reaction, that sounds like that one almost really destroyed someone's car. Second straight foul ball with 2 strikes for Brett Lawson. Bases full, nowhere to put 15 in white. His team down by 1 in the bottom of the 7th with 2 outs. The 2-2 again from Kotecki. Lawson pops it up to right, coming in is Hunter, and he'll make the catch in short right field. Second time in as many innings the Trojans have flown out to right with 2 outs in the tying run at third. We've played 7 here from Winterholder Field, and the Goshen still leads Taylor by 1, 4-3. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Another bullet dodge there by Kotecki and the Goshen defense. Last 2 times Taylor's been up, they've had runners at second and third in the 6th, and then fully loaded in the 7th with 2 outs, and each time they've flown out to right to end the threat. Hubler on for his second inning of work, and Ryan Harding, the left fielder, will be the one to lead it off. In their first strike, Harding, Molson, and McGuire, 4, 5, and 6 up for the Maple Leafs. Curveball, Hubler, he's been dealing here since coming in an inning ago, and he's ahead 0-2. Gave up that leadoff single and has been dialed in ever since. 0-2. Strike 3, swing and a miss to Harding. Second strikeout here for Hubler, and there's 1 out in the top of the 8th for Goshen. And now a pinch hitter will come in for the Maple Leafs. It'll be number 27, Nolan Holcomb. He will pinch hit for Colby Molson. So Holcomb was in the situation on Wednesday for Goshen against Grace. Came in a pinch hit situation and drove in a run as Goshen defeated Grace 8-6. He'll fight off one to the right side. Hubler chasing. He'll field. He'll underhand to Taggart. And there's out number 2 here in the top of the 8th for the visitors. Hubler's retired 5 batters in a row. Trying to keep it at just a 1-run deficit for TU. As we're in the bottom of the 8th, Taylor trying to win their 21st straight game here at home. And their 7th game in a row overall. Fastball, Hubler, outside half. McGuire takes it for a strike. McGuire 0 for 3. 2 ground outs and a strikeout. First time he'll see Hubler here tonight. He'll send a curveball to Lawson's way at third. Long way across the diamond. A bullet pulls Taggart off the bag, but he comes back down to earth in time for out number 3. A big 1-2-3 inning for Mitch Hubler. He comes over and gives a fist pound to Nathan Taggart. We've played 7.5. The Trojans still down by 1, 4-3. They will bring up Tanner Colby, Wyatt Whitman, and Josh Lane as they try to regain the lead here against Goshen. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojans Sports Network.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
Three defensive changes here for Goshen. The big one is going to be their pitcher, Colby Molson. He's the 3rd pitcher used today by Goshen. So he vacates his spot at second base. Bobby Garcia, who pinch ran earlier in the contest for the starting catcher, Anthony Tadero, he's now in there at second. And Tadero out behind the plate. They bring in the designated hitter, Clinton Stobel. He's now behind the plate. And one more change. The Trojans will be pinch hitting for Tanner Colby. It'll be Austin Medica, the lefty out of Texas. He leads off the bottom of the 8th. Taylor down by 1. And he will send this one high towards center field. Longacre going back. He'll camp out underneath and makes the easy catch. 1 pitch and 1 out for TU here in the bottom of the 8th. Back to the top of the order in Wyatt Whitman. Molson, the leader in saves in a career and in a single season in Goshen history. Picked up his 8th save of the season in Wednesday in that Game 1 win over Grace. And he fires a curveball in here upstairs to Whitman for a ball. He passed Spencer Triplett, who for the most saves in a season with that save. Triplett had 7 a year ago. Molson, only a sophomore now with 12 saves on the year, as the second one fouled out, 1-1. And the 8 saves this season is more than any previous Goshen player have ever had in their career. Molson, a sophomore from Tipton, Indiana. As we mentioned, he was the starting second baseman. But it's coming to try to close this one out for Goshen as they lead by 1. He'll fire an off-speed pitch, low and away from Whitman, and it makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out, no one on, bottom of the 8th. Taylor trailing 4-3. Since a Stoltzfus home run on the top of the 5th. Fastball and Whitman fooled on it. He's down on strikes. And there are quickly 2 outs for TU here in this bottom half of the 8th. First time that Whitman's not reached base safely here tonight. So Taylor's done a good job the last 2 innings with 2 out rallies. The problem is they have not been able to bring anyone in with them. Breaking ball upstairs for a strike to Lane. Taylor had 2nd and 3rd in the 6th. Bases loaded in the 7th. And that curveball almost ended up in the left ear hole of Josh Lane. And it's ball 1. Josh 0 for 4 tonight. A couple well-hit balls, has not been able to find any open grass. The fastball for Molson low. 2-1. Nathan Taggart on deck. If Lane can reach base safely here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th, Taylor trailing 4-3. 2-1 fastball at the belt. Ended up at the belt, but it started off too high when it crossed home plate. 3-1. And again, another opportunity here for the Trojans to put the tying run on with 2 outs. If they could do so, it would be the 3rd inning they've done that here tonight. The 3-1. Lane will fight this one off. It foul tips off the glass, or excuse me, off the mask of the new catcher, Stobel. Lawson was taking a long walk around the mound, and so Stoltzfus came in to catch the throw from the catcher, Stobel. Foul ball makes it a full count with nobody on and 2 outs. Taylor trailing by 1 here in the bottom of the 8th. Molson, the leading save man in Goshen baseball history. Taylor trying to prevent him from getting his 9th one of the season. The payoff pitch to Lane. He'll swing and miss down on strikes. Molson a fist pump, I should say, getting strikeouts on his last 2 Mancini. 3 up, 3 down for TU. Here in the bottom of the 8th, we head to the final inning. Trojans down by 1, 4-3. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100, all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu and search Trojan Club. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
Top of the 9th, Cody Tate now comes in to play second base after Tanner Colby had been subbed out for the 2nd time for the pinch hitter Austin Medica back in the bottom of the 8th. Trojans down by 1. It'll be the bottom 3rd of the order up here for Goshen. Hubler's curveball up high to McCoy for ball 1. McCoy with a good night at the plate here so far, batting out of the number 7 spot, going 2 for 3 with a single and a double. This one will squirt up the first base line. That one should be extra bases for McCoy again. It rolls all the way to the far right corner. McCoy will hit second, and now he's going to come all the way into third. Tate, the cutoff man, McCoy in there with a leadoff stand-up triple as his dugout explodes with emotion and happiness down to our right. That's McCoy's second double or second triple of the year, the 13th of the year here for Goshen, and that's the 2nd time in as many at-bats that McCoy has just sent one down that right field line. It's rolled into no man's land in the corner, and it's resulted in extra bases for the Goshen shortstop. So 2nd hit allowed by Hubler here tonight, and that'll bring up Bobby Garcia batting for the catcher Tadero. First one he gets is a strike. Garcia batting for the first time tonight. He came into pinch run, for Tadero. That was in the third. Second one left upstairs from Eubler. Garcia batting just 2 for 21 this year coming in. He'll swing and miss badly on a 1-2 inside, make it 1-2 inside. Garcia, 5'11" freshman from Puerto Rico. 2 for 21. One of his 2 hits has been a double, however. The 1-2 from Eubler. He'll swing and miss, and that's strike number 3 for out number 1 here in the top of the 9th. Third K for Eubler. 11th one for the Trojan staff here tonight. The starter, Wannops, and the first reliever, Fox, each had 4. Eubler with 3 here as he tries to keep the game at a 1-run margin with the leadoff man standing at third after the leadoff triple. Lefty Chase Hunter will step in. He's been good batting out of the number 9 spot tonight. Actually, he's been excellent. 2 singles and a walk and a run scored. Make it 2 runs scored for Hunter. Check swing there, that one low. And they'll say he goes around for a strike. Hunter 0 for 2 in the first game against Grace on Wednesday with a walk and a strikeout. Curveball, they get a fastball, up high. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Single, walk, single for Chase Hunter tonight. And he's got a man standing 90 feet away. Nice breaking ball from Eubler, freezing Hunter to go ahead 1-2. McCoy, that leadoff triple as it just slithered inside first base. Went all the way to the far right corner for a leadoff triple. The 1-2 from Eubler. Inside fastball right at the knees. Hunter bumped out of the way, and it's in there for strike 3 as Hunter's shoulders are slumped as he walks back to the dugout. 4th strikeout for Eubler, so all 3 Trojans today on the hill have had at least 4, have had 4 strikeouts. And then back to the top in Brad Stoltzfus, who with 2 swings of the bat has brought home all 4 runs today for Goshen. His single in the third, and then the error from Whitman in left tied the game at 2, and then his 2-run homer in the 5th has given Goshen a 4-3 lead after Taylor put 1 up in the bottom of the 4th. Top of the 9th, first one was a ball with a runner at third and 2 outs. Fastball low and away as Eubler trying to keep it away from Stoltzfus. For such a hard swinger, Stoltzfus' home run in the 5th was only his first one of the year. He's ahead 2-0 here with McCoy standing at third after the leadoff triple. Third pitch, curveball, in there for a strike. Third inning of work here for Eubler. He's behind 2-1 here with 2 outs. He'll step off the mound as he stands on the first base side of the rubber. McCoy at third. Goshen leading 4-3. That one, fastball outside half. It's 2-2. A good battle back here from the righty Eubler. Eubler trying to give Taylor an opportunity down with just 1, with plenty of power coming up in the bottom half of the 9th for TU. Stoltzfus struck out his last time up. The 2-2 from Eubler. Low and away, that one almost in there for strike 3. Instead, make the count full. Cody Tate cheering on Eubler as he takes over at second base here in the top of the 9th. Stoltzfus has walked already once tonight. Eubler taking his time, the 3-2. Ground ball to the left side. There's a lane at short. Fields fires. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Taylor down by just 1. Good job there by Eubler after giving up the leadoff triple to retire the next 3 men in order. And it's a whole lot of power coming up for Taylor in the bottom of the 9th. Taggart, Watson, and Weiss, the Trojans down by just 1 as they try to push their home winning streak to 21. They're down by 1 as we head to the 9th. This is Taylor's Baseball here on the Trojans Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
The heart of the order coming up for Taylor here in the bottom half of the ninth, down by 1, 4-3. Taylor retired in order as Molson will start his second inning of work. That was an inning ago. The first 2 innings before that, Taylor had runners at second and third and the bases full with 2 outs. Still down 4-3, couldn't do anything with it. Taggart tries to take it and tie the game with the first swing here, and he misses for strike 1. Nathan batting for the 5th time. He's 0 for 4 tonight with about 3 ground outs to the infield. Fastball away from the saves leader in Goshen history, Molson, and the count levels at 1-1. Just 6 hits for Taylor here tonight, 4 below their season average. And Taggart will swing and miss, actually foul tip it into the glove, and now he trails 1-2. Taggart, Watson, and Weiss, the 3 up for Taylor here in this bottom half of the ninth, down by 1. 1-2, and there's the first out here at the bottom of the ninth as Taggart chases one upstairs. Third strikeout in a row for Molson. He's retired. First 4 men he has seen since coming in back in the 8th. He was a starting second baseman. He comes in here in relief for Goshen. That brings up Watson, who bats for the 5th time. Walked his first time up, hasn't been able to find it on the bases ever since. Fastball, that one bounces in the artificial surface and careens away from Stobel, the catcher. Walk in the first for Watson, then ground outs in the 3rd, 5th, and 7th. Bottom of the 9th, nobody on, 1 out, Taylor down by a single run. And a fastball outside half of the letters, taken for a strike. Taylor took a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 4th. And that one at the belt, away, off speed to make it 1-2. That was on a hit from Whitman, as McGuire fumbled with it at 3rd. Taylor has since have gotten close, as we mentioned, in the 6th and 7th, but have not been able to bring home the tying run. 1-2. That one at the eyes, 2-2. Taylor trying to keep pace with Huntington, who won earlier today. They enter the day tied with them for 2nd. They get Watson to pop it up. That one will sail over our heads. And the count remains even at 2-2. First game of the 3-game set this weekend. Same 2 tomorrow. The doubleheader starting at 2 o'clock. 2-2 again to Watson. Sits on this one. He'll pop it up in front of this one. This one pulled to our left and out. Molson with the career 12 saves, most in Goshen history. His 8 saves this season, as we mentioned, would be the career mark anyway, without counting the 4 he had as a freshman a year ago. Watson has fouled off the last 2-2 pitches. He'll step out as Molson stands there as still as a statue on the mound. Hasn't even moved an inch. Now nods his head. Quickly goes into the windup, dealing it home. And they'll get Taggart. They'll get Watson swinging and missing on a breaking ball. That's now 4 straight strikeouts for Molson. And he's 1 out away from giving Goshen a big upset win here in Game 1 of the series. Molson has seen 5 batters. He's retired 5 batters, striking out the last 4. And Sam Weiss, the last hope for Taylor here in the bottom of the 9th, down 4-3. The pitch. And that curveball up high for a ball. Weiss has had a knack of getting on base tonight. He's 0 for 1, but he's walked 3 times. Fastball here, make it a breaking ball, and that's at the knees to make it 1-1. Ironically enough, the 3 walks for Weiss have all come on 3-1 pitches. The 1-1 here, away, 2-1. All 3 of Weiss's walks have come with 2 outs, the same situation he's in right now. 4th one from Molson, and Weiss will give this one a charge to center field. Longacre underneath, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So Molson comes in, gets the save, his 9th of the season, and we'll come back and wrap this one up with the Ivanhoe's postgame show. Goshen takes Game 1 of the series 4-3 tonight The two teams back at it tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We're back with the Ivanhoe's postgame show after this. This is Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
The decision you're making is about so much more than where you'll spend the next 4 years. It's about how you'll live the next 40. So let me break down the Taylor University experience. We integrate faith and learning to become well-rounded, lifelong learners, while delivering a deeper knowledge of our specific area.
Welcome back here to Winter Holder Field. Rick Johnston on the Ivanhoe's postgame show, now joined by head coach Kyle Gould. And coach, your team suffers just their second loss here at home this year. It snaps a 6-game winning streak coming in. What was the biggest reason for your struggles there at the plate, particularly there in the 6th and 7th when you had 2nd and 3rd and then the bases full? Both with 2 outs, but what led to those struggles after kind of getting going there in the early innings?
Well, they put a lot of guys on. I think they helped us more than we helped ourselves, to be honest. We had the base loaded, but they walked them loaded. Our approach was backwards the whole day. We were back to kind of when we struggled in the Wesleyan series. We were just out and around everything and just completely went away from what's been really good for us. And their pitchers executed some pitches with guys on base.
How tough is it to try to get used to that sidearm delivery from Kotecki, and then that's a little late tail away? Now, granted, that really went away from him, and when it went away in a big way. But how much does it kind of take for your guys to kind of see that, particularly since you're not really going to see a lot of sidearm guys maybe throughout the league or maybe even in the whole season?
Well, it's our 43rd game. I mean, there isn't really a type of pitcher. We've seen guys who throw hard, guys who throw slow, guys with low arm slots, high arm slots, curveball sliders. We've seen everything. And he executed pitches when he needed to. We had some guys at the bottom of the order that put together some good at-bats. Brett had some really good at-bats. But we couldn't get the hit we needed. We made a base running mistake that cost us a run, and that ends up being the winning run. And we just weren't super sharp. And Goshen came in here and played really, really well. And their whole goal is to get the ball to their closer, and they did that. So.
You brought your closer in for 3 strong innings. Mitch allowed 2 hits, no runs. He struck out 4. What did you think about his stuff since we haven't seen him here in a while?
Well, he was fantastic again, and he was good on Tuesday against Mount Vernon. Bounced back and threw great. Was really efficient, and they got the kind of a ground ball triple. Just kind of hit it in a good spot down the line, and then you can see when he needs the punch outs, he can get them. He knows how to pitch. Rob Fox was fantastic. Mitch was just early. We were just falling behind. Putting the guys in the bottom of the order on and letting their better hitters hit with guys on base, and that's kind of the whole thing, is not to let their top 4 guys, and that's what happened. Is we just weren't we were not sharp at all on the mound early, and kind of gave him some life. But I thought Rob Fox was fantastic for 2 innings, and Mitch was he's given up 1 run, and I don't know how many innings Mitch the whole year he's been incredible. He's striking out well over a guy an inning and giving up 1 run in 26, 27 innings, something like that.
Just about 25, yep, or just about 26. The good news is you guys are back here tomorrow for 2 against Goshen, and still Lawson. Should be a good day. Coach, thanks for the time. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Rick.
That's head coach Kyle Gould joining us here on the post-game show. Final numbers tonight: Goshen with 4 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors. They left 5. The Trojans 3 runs on 6 hits. They had 1 error, and it led to the first 2 runs of the game, which tied our game at 2. They stranded 11 runners on base, including 5 with 2 in the 6th and 3 in the 7th. They had 2nd and 3rd after that throwing error from Tadero. The catcher put runners at 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs. They flew out to right field to end the 6th. Then after the first 2 batters were retired, there in the bottom half of the 8th, a walk to Weiss, a walk to Atkins. Kennedy gets hit by a pitch to load him up. And then Lawson will fly out to right field after working the count to 2-2. Kyle Steelgrave gets the win for Goshen on the mound. He improves to 2-3, went 5 innings, allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 5 and struck out none on 91 pitches. Tucker Wattups takes the loss today for TU. He falls to 4-4. Colby Molson of Goshen, as you heard Taylor head coach Kyle Gould mention, they want to get it to their closer, and they did. Molson was the starting second baseman. He comes in to close it. In the last 2 innings, faced 6 batters. He retired 6 of them, including striking out all 4 of his batters in a row at one point. He went 2 innings, no runs, and no hits. It was Brad Stoltzfus's day. He had 2 knocks, bringing all 4 of the runs today for Goshen. His single in the 3rd looked to be just a single to load the bases up, but the ball squirted between Wyatt Whitman's legs, rolled all the way to the left field fence to tie the game at 2 after Whitman, in the home half of the 2nd, had given Taylor a 2-0 lead on a 2 RBI single. The Trojans would come back to regain the lead 3-2 in the bottom of the 4th. Ironically, again on a hit by Whitman. This time it was Cody Mccoy who fumbled with it at 3rd. He would have thrown it to first anyway as the runners were going. Kennedy scored from 3rd after leading off the inning with a walk to put Taylor up 3-4, but the lead would not last long as Brad Stoltzfus was the second batter there in the top of the 5th. He blasted a home run off of the starter Tucker Wattups over the left field fence. That chased Wattups off the hill, and that was ironically the last scoring of the day for either side, coming back in the top half of the 5th. After that, Goshen had just 3 hits the rest of the night. They had a double from McCoy in the 6th. They had a single in the 7th from Hunter, and then they had a triple from McCoy both in the 9th. Ironically enough, both the double and the triple were one of those, as you heard head coach Kyle Gould mentioned, as one that kind of just snaked its way down the first base line just inside first base, rolled all the way to no man's land in the corner. McCoy with good speed got extra bases out of both. So we had a good night going 3 for 4. Chase Hunter batting out of the 9th spot. He had a good night as well, going 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and 2 singles and a walk. Same 2 teams back at it here tomorrow. First pitch is at 2 o'clock for the doubleheader. The first game will be 7 innings. The second game will be 9. Special thanks to Liam, our producer today, running the controls. We thank you very much. We thank you folks for tuning in here as well. This has been a presentation of Taylor Baseball here on the Trojan Sports Network. Good night from Upland, Indiana.